Everything is there for a reason.
In the last video I talked about Paul Jenkins' Hulk run and how it delves into the mind of Bruce Banner. Today I want to take a look at a movie that came out in 2005, directed by the Swiss filmmaker Mark Forster, and starring Ewan McGregor, Naomi Watts and Ryan Gosling, that also explores the inner workings of the main characters and their psyche. This is Stay. Stay is a pretty unknown film, a financial bomb and a critical failure with only 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, so you're probably wondering, why the hell am I even talking about it? Well, I think we all grow up with a certain amount of pop culture, and especially when still younger, we tend to go for the more simplistic adventure stuff like Star Wars, for example. At a certain point in our lives though, we might grow up a bit and take interest in other forms of media and storytelling. And for me, Stay was kind of a stepping stone, if you will. I watched the film when I was 15 and I had never really seen a piece of art like it before. So ambiguous, so artsy and open for interpretation. I think the movie changed me in a lot of ways, and since then I'm drawn to films that open up my perspective on narrative, characters and how the human mind works. For those of you who have not seen the film, and I think most people sadly haven't, I've prepared a little explanation of what the story is all about. Dr. Sam Foster, played by Ewan McGregor, is a psychiatrist who gets a new patient called Henry Latham, played by Ryan Gosling. Henry basically tells Sam that he's going to commit suicide on his 23rd birthday, which of course makes Sam uncomfortable for obvious reasons and because of his girlfriend Lila, played by Naomi Watts, who has also tried to commit suicide in her past. From then on, it's up to Sam to figure out why Henry wants to kill himself and how he can help his patient by stopping his suicide attempt. I think I know what you guys are thinking right now. That sounds like a solid drama, nothing too complex or too ambiguous. Well, there is a lot more to the story than that. What follows is a strange Lynchian fever dream of Sam trying his best to understand what the hell is going on, with people that are supposed to be dead talking to him, Henry appearing and disappearing out of thin air, and a constant state of doubt in the audience to whether or not the story that's actually going on is real or not. It's a crazy journey, and I think some people might even hate the outcome of it, but rewatching it now as an adult, I'm beginning to see more and more things in the background, and I understand it for what it is. A sort of David Lynch light movie, a kind of artsy approach of storytelling, but not too subtle and meta like Lynch's work, and more, let's say, creatively open with its visuals. What do I mean by that? Well, the movie flows in this ambient dream state, and honestly, I think I have never quite seen more interesting scene transitions since Stay. Maybe in the Watchmen TV series, but that might be a whole other video on its own, so I'm gonna keep it that way. Sometimes you just have to let visuals speak for themselves, so here are some of my favorite scene transitions in Stay. Do you know these dreams where you think you know what's going on and you're acting rationally, but then suddenly something happens or you do something supernatural, so that you realize, oh, this is just a dream, and most of the time you wake up after that? Well, imagine this feeling but simply without the waking up part, and stretch that feeling to a 90 minutes film and you have Stay. All of the actors give good performances, although the acting in itself is a little bit off, so to speak. And everyone kind of mumbles their dialogue, which on one hand helps even more with the weird atmosphere, but on the other hand it might be a problem for some viewers, because it alienates them from the emotional core of the film. And yes, this is a very emotional, dark and melancholic film that deals with loss, defeat and the need for hope, while also specifically tackling the subject of fearing death and where that might lead you. The cinematography, the visual language and editing is pretty great, and as far as genre goes, Stay also switches around quite often. There are some truly horror-inspired moments in the film, and also some dramatic scenes with just characters talking about suicide and life and relationships. The music is also a big highlight. It's made by Asher and Spencer. Sorry guys for mispronouncing your name. I mean, this channel is kind of built on that with my thick accent, so I'm very sorry. But yeah, the score of the movie is brilliant. It's so specific and just beautiful. It's here on YouTube, so I highly suggest you check it out and go for a mind trip on your own. And fun fact, when I was 15 years old, I actually put the score on my Christmas wish list, and I still to this day own the CD, just like I guess 5 other people on this planet. I've beaten around the bush for quite some time now, and I do want to discuss the ending, so here is a timestamp for the spoilery parts. If you have not seen Stay and you are interested in the film, I highly suggest watching it now, without any more knowledge, so you can enjoy the whole experience for yourself. At the end of Stay, everything is revealed to the audience. Henry was actually involved in a car accident and is laying on the Brooklyn Bridge, dying, while Sam, who is actually a doctor, and Lila, who is actually a nurse, are trying their best to help him. Everything that we've seen before has just been a dream state the whole time, and just in Henry's mind, who sees the people around him on the bridge and incorporates them into his mind world, where he is seemingly trying to cope with his own death and the deaths that he caused, his family and his fiancée, that all died with him in the car crash. So yeah, some people hate this kind of ending.
It's just all a dream? Well, that sucks, what a waste of time.
But I have a different perspective on this kind of situation. It was all a dream ending normally sucks when you have watched a plot unfold that's completely normal. And when it's all a dream, then, yeah, it doesn't really serve a purpose and it's just annoying. In the case of Stay though, there is a purpose. I mean, first of all, the whole film feels like a dream, and honestly, what kind of explanation could have worked at the end besides a more metaphorical plot? Secondly, there is a journey to be seen with Henry coming to terms with his own death and forgiving himself for the death that he caused in the accident. We basically witness a spiritual journey visualized in front of our own eyes. And while I can understand people not liking an ending like that, I still have so much fun analyzing every detail in the background and seeing all these little things that come into play in the end. Stay is different. Yes, in some ways it's a bit pretentious and it kind of bites off more than it can chew sometimes, but the visual storytelling, the level of detail, and the dreamlike atmosphere is very unique. And if you like films that are open for interpretation and need multiple watches to understand them, then Stay is the perfect trip into the mind for you.
It's open for interpretation, and it provokes thought and conversation, and that's always interesting to me.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos. Until next time, stay pulpy and stay artsy. See ya!